I wanted to highlight an IDF soldier, a child killer. Literally, in this case, we have direct proof that he is a child killer from his own mouth. There is this fella named Michael Starr. He is a Canadian Jewish person who moved to Israel, joined the IDF, and participated in the genocide in Gaza. I talked about him in my video on the anti-Semitism crisis. I'll just play my clip from that to give you a short introduction to him. Michael Starr is a Canadian Jewish writer from Toronto who has spent years writing articles denouncing global anti-Semitism, which he lists in his author biography as one of his specialties. He frequently writes articles that cite the very anti-Semitic incident reports that we've gone over here as authoritative evidence that Zionist Jews like him are an imperiled and marginalized victim group. This one here is an article that he wrote about the worrying surge in anti-Semitism based on the ADL statistics that we went over here. Starr moved to Israel in order to receive ethnic privileges for being Jewish at the expense of Palestinians back in 2009. He immediately joined the IDF to brutalize them firsthand. In 2023, after Israel's attack on Gaza began, he re-enlisted, eager to contribute to the Jewish supremacist genocide. He wrote an article about his experience doing genocide, where he outright admits to killing a Palestinian teenager in Gaza. So let me just read this, okay? What Michael Starr wrote. He said, "As he ran, I shot him in the leg, but I mistakenly believed I had missed. He stumbled as more gunfire rang. Another marksman and I put 2 more rounds into his torso. I watched through my scope as he nestled into a dirt mound and ceased movement. A moment later, my partner opened fire on another man. The dust cleared, we waited and watched. The young man I had killed couldn't have been much older than 18. He was in civilian clothes. He was unarmed. My heart sank when inspection of a bag dropped by one of the men revealed foodstuffs inside." So this is Michael Starr admitting to killing a bunch of unarmed civilians carrying a bag of food. Starving Palestinians, and he shot a child. He shot a child here. He said he couldn't have been much older than 18. He shot a child, right? He killed a child. Starving child trying to get food during a genocide. Now, Michael Starr, I want to be clear, Michael Starr frequently travels to Canada. When he's in Canada, he's usually in the Toronto area. People like this, they walk among you. There's IDF soldiers who went to Israel to do genocide, and then they just went home as if nothing ever happened, and now they live among you in your own countries. I want you to think about that. Michael Starr, from what I understand, he lives in Israel, but he certainly does travel back to Canada every now and again. Starr has been posting on Twitter justifying what he did to this child, justifying his murder of this child lately, and I wanted to bring attention to it. Starr has been posting on Twitter saying stuff like this. A fucking killer of children, a genocide perpetrator. He says, "What teenager? You cut out the part where this grown man, who he previously said in the article that we just went over, couldn't have been much older than 18. Now he's a grown man, not a teenager. He was performing reconnaissance and collecting materials on behalf of Hamas. The material in question, a bag full of food. This unarmed child carrying a bag full of food, he shot in the back and killed." What else did he say about this guy? The person he killed, his murder victim. As detailed in the article, "I shot a Hamas reconnaissance and foraging operative who we thought was part of a Hamas IED team." So just look at the dual justification here, right? So firstly, we thought he was part of an IED team. This unarmed child, we thought he was part of an IED team. And then he's like, well, he wasn't actually part of this supposed IED team. Nonetheless, he was a reconnaissance and foraging operative. A foraging operative? You kill a child in a genocide, retrieving food for his family to try and not starve, and you call him a foraging operative. A foraging operative. This is Michael Starr, a journalist specialized in reporting on anti-Semitism for the Jerusalem Post, presently located in Israel but frequently travels to Canada. There are many Michael Starrs around the world. Not all of them have been as open about their crimes as he has. As I went over in my video on the topic, another one is Daniel Raab, a genocider from Chicago. Daniel Raab is an American Jewish man from Chicago who spent many years campaigning about the alarming global rise in anti-Semitism, such as seeing people on his university campus criticizing Israel. He was a member of a pro-Israel campus pressure group that lobbied his college administration to fight anti-Semitism. The totally 100% real anti-Semitic incidents that he complained about. This is a real poster, by the way, they actually made for him before he went to Israel and massacred Palestinians for their race. Target of anti-Semitism, Daniel Raab. This is what they mean when they talk about the anti-Semitism crisis. Genocidal racial supremacists who massacre children being framed as victims because their feelings were hurt, because people said that Israel shouldn't do genocide. Doubtlessly reported to the ADL and included in their yearly anti-Semitic incident list. Raab later moved to Israel. There, he received instant citizenship and a plethora of ethnic privileges purely because he was born Jewish, all at the expense of the Palestinian people. He then joined the IDF to satiate his desire to kill Palestinians firsthand in the name of Jewish supremacy. In late 2023, Raab invaded Gaza. There, he single-handedly massacred multiple members of the same Palestinian family who were out looking for scrap metal to sell in order to raise money to buy food. He lined up his shots and hit each of them in the head one by one with his sniper rifle as they came to assist the previous members of their family who he had shot. Raab freely and openly admitted to his crimes on camera when he was shown drone footage of them and asked whether he was the perpetrator, a poor victim of the anti-Semitism crisis. So, this is just two examples of people who were dumb enough to admit this. But make no mistake, these people walk among you. Wherever you are in the world, there is likely, at least for most of you who are watching this, you're probably from countries that has lots of Zionists in it. Some of them who go overseas, join the IDF and massacre people. They basically do what Muslims were accused of doing during the height of ISIS. It's mass murder genocide tourism, and it's 100% legal apparently. They walk among you. There's IDF soldiers everywhere, just like these guys. Daniel Raab of Chicago, USA. Michael Starr of Toronto, Canada. So yeah, I just wanted to bring attention to that fact. For no particular reason.